All right, Tulane sand volleyball head coach Wayne Holly joins us. Wayne, your team went 18-10 this year. Just a lot more dual matches in 2015 for you guys. Just how did you think your team handled it? And just overall thoughts on how the season went.
I couldn't possibly be more proud of the team. And at every flight, wherever we put people, they handled things well. I was looking at the numbers with you. We saw that we had at least a 500 record at every single one of our flights. And most of our flights, we had winning records. But more fundamentally than just our winning record, I couldn't be more happier with the way our players just bought into what we're teaching them. And we're just trying to teach them a lot. We're asking them to change all the time, and they handled that just brilliantly. And I'm super, super proud of what they did for us this year. They should be proud of themselves, because I certainly am.
I mean, we saw the Green Wave face off against a couple top 10 schools this year, and I know the Stetson matches were very close to 3-2 losses. Just what do you think that next step is to kind of change those 3-2 losses into victories?
Well, it's twofold. It's just a little bit more experience for our players, and they got a ton of experience getting through those tough matches. We played Stetson really well. We played Georgia State super well. And as you said, it's a few plays here and there. We grow through those matches. We'll grow through the 28 matches that we scheduled. That's why we scheduled so many. Because we just think there'll be more learning while we're playing than in practice. And, we have another nice class coming in this year, and I think that will be what it takes to get us to not just 20, but over 20 wins next season.
And then talking about making that next step, you did have a pair that reached 30 overall wins with Taya and Jackie, and then they reached the round of 16 on that final Sunday at the national championships. Just talk about the year that they had and what impressed you the most from them.
It's hard for me to even describe what they did for us, for our program, for each other. In many ways, they led us. They were brilliant in their willingness to learn, their willingness to put up with me, their willingness to do the things that I was asking them to do, to play out of their comfort zone. And it solely is a credit to them and their willingness to do that allowed them to do as well as they did. They are, in my mind, All-Americans. They had an amazing season and always represent us with great class.
All right, and then kind of on the flip side of that, we saw a pair of freshmen, and Land and Maddie, who just, once they kind of settled into that number 3 flight, they just pulled off like 10 wins in a row, and just what did you like from them in their debut year?
Well, I loved their resiliency. That was a team that started out at our high flight. We moved them down, and we moved them down again, and that was a process that just took some time for us to figure out where can they best be successful. And they handled that like champions. They handled that with a great mindset. They handled that with the attitude that we'll play anywhere that you need us to play to help our team. And once we made the right move to get them at that 3 flight, they settled in. They became, who they are. They did what we expected them to do. And like any great athletes, you have a little bit of success, and it becomes a little more motivating, and it helps them to do better into the future.
And then one last pair I want to ask about is just the one pair that, I mean, they had somewhat limited time together, but had the best winning percentage, and that was Annie and Courtney. What did you see from them this year?
3 things with them, really. I thought we started to ask, and usually it's not these little things, but we asked Courtney to hand set because she's such a great hand setter. She's one of the best. And once she started doing that, it helped Annie become the dynamic physical attacker that she is. And there was just few players who could match Annie's physicality. She's just such a great dynamic hitter. And a lot of that comes from her indoor experience. She's just able to take that out onto the beach and do wonderfully with that. So Courtney becoming confident in how great she is and can be helped her teammate. And then again, both of them working through injuries. At one time in the season, Courtney was hurt and Annie had to wait it out. And then another time, Annie was hurt and Courtney had to wait it out. And they both were great with that. It was a struggle. It was a mental challenge for them, and I thought that they handled it brilliantly, and it was both of their best seasons so far, and I couldn't be happier for them the way they did it.
And then final question is just, I know with summer approaching here, and just what's kind of the message to the girls to just kind of get themselves ready for 2016?
Well, the message is, and they know this, that to reach that next level, we need to continue to just work as hard as we can. And so they're going to take a little bit of time off. Some of these athletes have been in 2 seasons back-to-back training since last August. So they're going to take a little time off and clear their minds and, go have a little fun for once, because they work so hard for us. They don't often do that. And then, they're going to play as much as they can, and they're going to work on getting better, and they're going to do some reading over the summer, and whatever they voluntarily choose to do. But they're smart. They know what we believe in, and they know how to get themselves better, and they're going to come back in the fall, and we're going to get going again.